It is a wonderful day and a beautiful one at that. Yes, I know. Very beautiful day. Have you seen the way Joss is very busy this morning because everybody's trying to meet up some deadlines about the currency change. However, here in the studios today, we just want to make you relax and talk about certain things that are really, really important in our lives. And today we're going to do this as usual with Joyce and Solomon. Good morning.
Good morning, Prudence.
Good morning. So today you're going to talk body language.
He just gave me one. I'm just trying to attach me into
I
it.
was just waiting to hear that.
You get? He just gave me one, but he will interpret.
Okay. But did you hear when we say good morning, Prudence? it just sounded like a duet.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. So that was what the
That's
body
why I
language
was like,
was.
like, wow,
okay,
did we plan this?
No, I
Like-
didn't get the memo.
Okay.
I did it. I cannot.
But anyway, the spirit is one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
And the goal is one too. So.
one. Yeah, that's the drive.
Okay.
Christ is the center.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, so as we mentioned already, we're talking body language. So a lot of us find it easy, or rather, yes, easy to infer meaning from the reactions we get from people. The way somebody stands, for instance, maybe you enter, you want to buy something, and then you enter a store, and the person at the door, the receptionist, is just like, can these people just do and go? That's the reaction you feel like you're getting from the person, or the person is too uptight. Just get what you want to do, get out of my front. I'm not in the mood for anything. So sometimes that's what we see the first time we enter a store, and then you just begin to wonder, do I even still want to buy something from this place? But then at the end of the day, you might just buy it and just move because that's what you came to get. However, the fact that that person gave you that interpretation might have spoiled your day. That reaction might have spoiled your day. And it is essential. Body language it's so huge because a lot of us don't pay attention to it. We don't pay attention to it. So today we are going to be doing justice to that topic, I believe, because I have capable hands on set with me.
On God.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah, you see, communication is a vital ingredient of living. Yeah, because as long as people are coming together, different continent, different languages, different culture, and definitely we communicate to relate. And then in communication, once you receive the information, there's a sender, there's a receiver. And then you are expected, once you receive, you are expected to digest it, process it. And then there is expecting feedback. So it could just be written. It could be verbal, it could be non-verbal. So what we are talking of non-verbal, today. But like we said, God is wonderful, and in His creation you will see His creativity. So because anything you see men do, and then, or not really men, even animals, the way they do, they relate, they communicate. When they do their thing, you don't know exactly what they are doing. You can only interpret by when you see the reaction of that particular action or gesture or whatsoever, or sound or something. Then when you see the you will be like, okay, the mama is saying this to the whatever, because the way they respond, to it, and then you'll be like, wow, this God is awesome. So sometimes these things that happen around us, you know, you see the way people communicate, particularly the how do they call them? The one that use sign.
Oh, the deaf and dumb.
Yes. Right?
Those with hearing disability or
Yeah.
speaking
yeah.
disability.
Signs language.
Yeah, those that use sign language. And sometimes when they do, and you see from that, there's the way they laugh on top of their voice, and then you be looking at them, and then this one respond quickly, this one, and then you'll be wondering, you'll be amazed, you know. It's just for you to see the beauty of God in His creation. So you see the creativity in what we do. So that's why sometimes, even in this sign, in this part of the world, we just mean like staring at you with every sense of concentration, and the rest could just be something different in another part of the world. You get it? So it differs. But I think today we'll just try to look at the ones that are common, that you can find everywhere. You know, once you see this, you know this is what it implies, or this is what it means, or something.
I like the fact that you give the background about the fact that it is a form of communication. You know how that everybody will brag about his profession, and how that theologians will tell you theology is the queen of every profession. These accountants will tell you, lawyers will say they are old and everything. But today we're here to brag about our own profession, which is like as communicators. We also say that communication continues even in heaven. We're going to be singing, we're going to be dancing and all of that. And then we always say without communication, no profession will exist. How do you intend to talk? How do you intend to communicate? How do you intend to pass the message you get?
Yeah.
So when you talk about body language, that is the topic, right? Like, it's so powerful. It's a form of non-verbal communication, because when you talk, communication can be verbal, where you speak like words, and then non-verbal has to do with your actions, like your posture, facial expression, gestures, and all of that. That's like the non-verbal form of communication. And like you spoke about the fact you have the sender, the receiver. And what is the goal of communication? That thoughts, ideas, messages are being shared, and the whole goal is so that there will be understanding, and then at the end of the day you get a feedback where necessary. Where there's no understanding, then it becomes some would say incommunicado, like it didn't make any sense at the end of the day. So the essence of communication, so that meaning can be derived from whatever you share. So it can come through words, it can come through actions. Today we like it. I see how a lot of people don't give attention to non-verbal communication through that body languages. You just see somebody, for example, maybe the person lost a loved one, and then he's just still in that mourning stage, and you just come to the person, hey, you don't know what happened, like you start coming up with jokes. Even you won't even take note of the mood of the person. You just want to come and like you don't just start joking, bringing some kind of joke. It won't mean anything to that person at that point. And there are people that you see them just sitting down there. They like the facial expression where you talk to them can just connote that I'm not interested in this. And for some, oh wow, like they give you the facial expression, the gesture, wow, like tell me more. You know that they are really interested because of how they are so concentrated. And then there's this person that you come with something so good, but like he's on his phone and you're talking, I can hear you. It has already passed a message. So body language is a powerful form of non-verbal communication. And then it most of us express like our thoughts, ideas, even through this non-verbal communication. It affects how others even see us and how we even see ourselves. And you know, when you always engage in non-verbal communication, it gives clues about your intentions. It gives clues about your emotions. It gives clues about your state of mind. That's what body language does. I can just come to you, and as I'm talking to you, maybe it's a mistake you make, I'm trying to correct, or maybe something and while I'm talking to you and I see that you frown your face, or you're not obviously the message I'm getting is the fact that you're not interested or you're not happy about the fact that I'm actually correcting you. What do I do at that point in time? I just take a bow, I leave you. So today we see a lot of people in relationship, at work, like in the society where we live in, body languages. People communicate through facial expression, gestures, body postures, and all of that. Recall how growing up, you would just be in the home with your parents, and then a visitor will come in, and while they are eating, they will just say, come now, come, let's share. Your mom would just look at you. She did not say anything, but the eye that she will give you, you find your way to the city, to the bedroom, and say, when the visitor will say, come now, you say, no, thank you, God bless you. But your mom didn't say anything, but just the eye she gave you. Or maybe you go to visit your aunts, and then it's time to go home, and no, I want to stay, I want to sleep. The eye they will give you. Like, your mom will not talk about, let's get home, we'll see what I'll do to you. You get, so just give that eye, and it has already passed the message. Even though our generation now, if you like do anyhow, those children, they will give them eye, give them like this, they'll still do what. But there's a way you train your children. Yeah, like what I was saying. Before the show, I was listening about a young lady that has been trusting God for a husband, and then finally this guy came to her looking all cute, like that's what she had envisioned. And when he came, he was talking to her. So, Bridget, I want to get married to you. So after building friendship and all, when can we see your parents? And then behold, this woman from their neighborhood just came, just come and say, Bridget, how are you? How is your mommy? How is she? How is her health condition? And she because she knows how, you know how in the neighborhood we can just have this particular that just so outspoken and talk about everything. She was already getting scared that this woman can just say a lot of things now. But how is your mommy now? How are you, uncle? Are you the one that wants to get married to her? And he said yes. Say, hey, now wow, it is well. I said, madam, what's the problem? I say, hey, this family, her father died of this sickness. Her grandfather, even her great grandfather. She was already telling the young man, and then the preachers was standing. She was just doing, like, giving her some eye, like, stop now. But the woman said, preacher, eye they pay you. Is your eye paying you? Say, why? So, but she was trying to pass a message. Can you stop talking? Like, I've been praying to get this guy, and we're just about to start something, and then he just come and start saying, my grandfather died of this, my family is afflicted with this. And the guy was like, wow. And she kept saying more. Her mother was a retired prostitute now. She was the president of. The girl was still doing eye and giving her some body gesture. And Bridget, is eye they paying you? Like, she didn't get the message. So we live in a society that body language has become a powerful tool communicating.
Yeah.
People might not say anything to you, but the way they look at you, the way they respond to you, and there's somebody that will just pass you greet the person, but even the way he responds to you, know that, like, I'm not interested in you. You get, there are people that will just tell you that, yes, I don't have any issue with you. Maybe they have studied you over time, and like, you're not, you know how there are people that protect their circle. They don't just relate with people. They don't pick friends anyhow, because like, you know how you have a vision, you have a goal, and you don't want any distraction. So when somebody just come into their life, you try to study people and know
you're
how
careful.
So
and you're being sensitive and then choosy.
So you don't give access to just anybody. So there's a way you come to that person, and then he won't tell you, but obviously I'm not interested in you. You get. So body language today has become a powerful tool, and I think why we're talking about this is important that people understand that is a form of communication. Don't say that, but you didn't tell me now, or but person did not say this. The body language, it can pass a message. I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. I want to talk to you. No, I'm not interested in talking to you. I have confidence in you. No, I don't have confidence in you. People can tell you that through their body language. You hear young ladies today, they will tell you that, but he told me he loves me, but like, he's acting differently. That's why sometimes when they want to settle the issue, they will say, yes, you have been saying you love me, but your body language. What's the body language? The action is not aligning with the words. So it's very important that as we live in society today, we relate with people. Let's take note of the body language. There's message in there. It's a form of communication. You get. So when you know that, I think it's going to be helpful even as you relate. You will not be insensitive. There are times that you just be working with a colleague and the person is looking so down. You don't need to come and say, you are just like that, and try to find out. Are you okay? That's why sometimes we see that, Mr. Sola, I noticed you've been quiet today. Are you okay? Like, you don't just start saying, me too, if you like, don't talk to me. Me too, I will not talk to you. You don't know what's wrong with the person. You get. So sometimes find out, are you okay? And the person will tell you, no, I'm just having slight headache and all of that. And you say, oh, sorry about that. But you just see somebody and just say, that is in our attitude to be, you don't conclude. It's also a form of communication. So much to say about body language. Allow you.
Yeah, okay, so
I think we should ask Mr. Solo, how do you have some forms of body language you do to your children?
Yes.
And you understand?
That's the reason why when you said,
Aye.
when a visitor comes and then, like, they are trying to give you part of the food.
Collect and see.
The way they will look at you. I just imagine our parents then, particularly my mom, and, I remember part of it is when you are eating. Leave the part of visitors. When you are eating and she hears this sound. Just God help you, she's not close. That one, you'll be able to access the body language from afar. But if she's close, no, it's action. The next thing, you will see part of the food that you are eating on the wall. Yes, the way she will smash you up. But when you begin to make that noise and she's far away and she look at you, there's a way you could just behave. You know that there is something that is. And yes, today, in the morning we were just getting ready, going out, and then the other son, was saying, he was just singing this part of Moses Bliss song. Daddy way the pampa, daddy way the vex. Because I was like, come on, let's go now. There's no time, I have to. Then we'll now separate and then let's. So he now just picked the song. I just look at him. So when you said that, I just remember. There's a way you give sign and the way you look, and then the children will just behave. They know that something is wrong. It's just that in a family cycle, we often neglect, because I believe, yes, from the starting, we do teach our children, but we only give them that reaction of when something is wrong. I think it should be holistic. It should be holistic, so that thing will just be part of them in all ramifications of life, even as you go. So by that, already when you are small, you're sensitive about it. So that will even help you, even when you are grown up, you are alone, and then you are in a different organization, a different environment, or now you are working in a different organization. At least it's going to be easier for you to just bring those things into play. Like you said, we often neglect, we don't see them as something that matters.
Yes.
Because you will just see that in an office, like, things are serious. Yes, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes those sense of humor in when things are serious, like you. But there are some that you will just see them, they will just be carried away totally. And it may not just be that you mean something bad, but you will just paint a picture. So anytime someone sees such kind of reaction or whatever, he just feel this thing is just this part of the person.
I think it reminds me of a story of a colleague that, it was just a conversation. She said, I noticed some of you don't come close to me, like I trying to find out what exactly is the problem. And the other lady was like you're always looking moody and you're always so. I just felt that there's no need for me to get close to her and close to you. And she said, No, but it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it might be from the home. Maybe something happened or a call or something. And she said, the fact that you come to work like that, it makes me not, you know, it has a way of even affecting people that are around you.
Yeah, sure.
So she said, so because of that, she now told her that that's why sometimes I just, like, I don't feel comfortable coming close to you. So, like you said, it's really a message. It passed, and it's just beyond even the facial, even your manners of doing things. It's their body language are attached to it. There's a way you talk, and then the manners that you attach to the way you respond to, even if you're sending a message. So, can you help me drop this cup? You just pick it. There's the way you do it, and the person knows that, oh,
you're not happy
you
about
don't
that.
see any problem with it.
Yeah.
But there's a way the person will take it, and you know that he has passed a message to you. It's not like I'm doing this because I want to do it.
Do it, yes.
But like I'm just compelled to do it. A message has been passed. So you know how that where you have older people and then younger people, that respect is expected.
Yes.
And well, because I did not say you are stupid, you can't use it against me. But the way I will give you in action, you prefer open my mouth and say, that's how some people do it. So come and pick this. You don't know you're supposed to pick this cup. Person will just drag it and just
move.
You on the
And it's really important because a whole lot of conversation or communication that happens within the family is body languages. Okay, so I'm not happy about what you did. As a child, I'm not happy with what my mother is doing. I wouldn't tell her straight up. It's just what she sees. Maybe I would just be, my face is just throughout the day. She knows that she did something I'm not happy about. But
and you know it's difficult for them
a child
to say sorry. Bro.
Yes.
have you gone without eating because of that?
I think no, it's more like I was told to do a certain work and I didn't want to do it, but then we're supposed to do it with somebody else. I was already angry at the fact that I didn't want to do it, and the person was still getting on my nerves. So I just told her, get out. Just leave me, I'll do the whole work alone. So I got used to doing house chores alone because of things like that, because maybe I'm not happy doing it, but I'll just do it because I want to do it, because I'm instructed to do it. And my body language is always just, you know,
Nobody
that don't
should
approach her at
Yes.
all. So it's like that. The bulk of the conversations that happen within a family, the truth of the matter is that it's through body language. But a lot of people neglect it, especially when you leave the comfort of your house. So for instance, you're leaving home, you're already angry with somebody at home maybe, and you just come into work and everybody's like, good morning, with a smile on their face, and you're just morning. You've already put everybody off. So everybody will be walking on their toes around you that day. Or somebody sees you on a normal, like the person sees you frequently, but you're always, you don't reciprocate greetings easily, or there are just some things that you would do, and then you just come off as rude to the person, and the person just concludes that this person is just rude. So I think it's very important that each and every one of us should focus on that. We should be conscious of the communication that we do without having to open our mouths to say it. And that really affects relationships a whole lot of relationships. I'm not just talking the boyfriend and girlfriend or the married couple, because the truth of the matter is that one is a whole topic on its own. There, like body language is like very essential in that. Yes, it's very essential in that. For instance, a husband goes out and he's coming back around 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and the wife wakes up in the morning and sees him. Okay, because she knows she went to sleep without him in the house, and she wakes up in the morning and sees him, and she just continues doing her work without saying nothing. She already knows there's something wrong. So it's really important that we know how we're communicating with people, what we're telling people, the reaction we are having. Most of the times people say that your body will not lie even if your lips are lying. So if for instance you're saying you're coming back from work and somebody are in the compound you're staying in, the environment you're staying, the community you're staying, just sees you like, good day, Solomon, how was your day at work? And you're already stressed, so you just, fine, it was beautiful. But your countenance is saying something else. It can show that you were stressed at work. You were probably even angry at work and all that. Your countenance is telling you telling the person a different story. But you know what's funny about that? At that moment, that person is not seeing the countenance. He's just listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of us end up not getting help. So this thing is both ways. I think we need to focus on how we project ourselves, body language, when you're speaking something about somebody, or you want yourself to be approachable, especially in this line of career we have, media people. You have to make yourself approachable. You have to make yourself comfortable with people in the public, especially. So when you're in the public and somebody comes up, somebody wants to come up and meet you, and you're already putting on a face that says, don't come. Or your body language is telling somebody something, your reactions, or maybe somebody is giving you a handshake and you're just freezing out or jerking from the handshake. The person is already knowing that there's a problem somewhere. There's a disconnect. So that relationship will not be built anymore.
You know, in building the relationship, you have to, like you said, we have to be
from body language.
Yes, you have to be sensitive, about, even the words and then the body language. Like she said, some people just concentrate on the word, not minding the body language. Like earlier you said, but you said you love me now, but your body language is not merging with the word. So, like yesterday we talked about the spirit of discernment. You understand? If you have the spirit of discernment, you should be able to. It's difficult for you to separate the two. And then as a communicator, we're saying this because most communicators are aware of this. Because somehow you will say you pass through a particular training, on that. But people don't just see it as anything. And that's why people offend people, like, without even knowing, because they don't really know the translation of what they did. You understand? And then Joyce is angry. What did I do? Just because I did like this. Like, this means get out. Like,
it means
get out.
I don't care what you're saying.
And you say you do like, But what is the meaning first?
I don't care.
I don't care.
And for you say it's nothing.
You say it's nothing.
I think recently I had an issue with a friend that we had to talk about. I said, see, I'm a communicator. So it's not just what I hear or what you say, that I derive meaning even from your silence. So there are times that
silence too is communication.
Okay, let's take for example, you have a friend or you're into a relationship that the person calls you every day, and then just like that person stops calling and the person will tell you there's nothing wrong. No, there's something wrong. You get, even if you don't say it, but that action alone has passed a message. Silence is also body language, and it sends messages. So some people tell you, like, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. So when I was telling a friend that, no, this action says this, and the person says, no, that's not what I say, okay, maybe you don't know. But communication can be verbal and non-verbal. So this thing that you did sends this message. So you can't do like this, like, and with the facial expression, like, I'm talking to you and I just do like, and you tell me that, no, I didn't mean that. No, it passed the message.
You say simply because.
Why do we, when somebody is doing a very beautiful presentation and then you didn't say anything, but you clap, you cheered the person, you see how the person is showing interest and doing better. Why? There are times we tell children, you're passing a message, great one, well done, keep it up. There are times you just do, it's a message. Quiet. All these are body language. And there are times that, like, even even if you don't say it, but that action have sent. Personally, there are people that will come to me, like there are conversation that you want to start, like I'm not interested in it. I won't even, I won't respond. So the fact that I'm quiet about it, you know that I'm not interested. I didn't tell you that I'm not interested, but the fact that you bring the topic and I don't respond is already a message, and I expect you understand. So that's why we said from the beginning, body language is a form of communication, and we have to be sensitive in our everyday life. Like, we constantly give signals. So you have to be sensitive. You can't live in a society and just be living anyhow. You have to be sensitive. You have to be discerning. Like, what we say, the things we do, we communicate them through postures, mannerism, through facial expression. Like, the rhythm of our movements, even the way you walk, people can derive meaning from it. So let's not just do things carelessly and just say, people even like, there's a way you even do things, so is my life, and there's a message.
There's a message.
So we should be discerning. We should be so like, I don't know the right word to use, but I think we should give attention to signals that people pass.
Attention.
You spoke about even eating. There's a way that somebody around you eating, you just like, this person lacks like manners, etiquette, and all of that. There's a way you pass, you greet an older person, wow, this person is very respectful. Why did you say that I'm respectful, or did you write it on your forehead? But there's a way you greet, and person will say, wow, this person is respectful. Like, some of our parents will say, Kai, there's the training.
There's a story about someone, he's a plateau guy, that went to look for a job in Abuja. He's a graduate. You know, he always go, you know, he moved with his clothes in his bag. So anywhere he hears whatever, and he takes his whatever. Luckily, he went to one parastatals like that, and then he was there. Anytime he go, he waits. Like, you know how you wait in all of those ministries and the rest, trying to see the Oga Kwata Kwata and the rest. So one day, like that, I think he spent almost a week plus. He's going there constantly. Definitely the man will be there. They will tell him, wait. Later they will say something came up. The Oga will leave, like that. So one beautiful day like that, they are all seated. Plenty, like, you see big people coming, like. So they were just seated, and then this man just walked in with his slippers, and he's just simple guy like that. And he just walked straight, and then he was like the secretary, yeah, Kike, like, how are you? He was just, you know, so people that, you know, he was just walking straight to the office. So as he enters, you know, this guy just stood up, like, he now prostrate like that. He was the only one in that reception. So the guy just passed, and he entered, and then he meet the Oga Kwata Kwata, like, and they talk. Then he now said, there's one guy that they should call him. So they went and called the guy. So he entered, and then he asked the guy, do you know me somewhere? He said, no, sir. Then he was like, wow. You don't know me from anywhere? He said, no, sir. He said, okay. Why are you here? He said, he has been here, he's looking for a job, you know. And he said, are you here with your credential? He said, yes. You know what he told the other one? He said, Bashi Aiki. Give him job.
Body language tells about your character. People don't know that.
Yes, and I was going to just say, I had a similar experience when I went to serve in Abuja, and I didn't tell anybody that I was born in a pastor's house. I just come to work, do what I need to do, go back home and all that. Then a woman approached me one day and was like, Prudence, are you related to any reverend or a pastor or something? Did you grow up inside the church? I'm like, yes. It's like, I can see it. But I never said it. So she wouldn't have heard it from somebody, no. or maybe I told her no. I didn't tell her anything, but she just saw the way I behaved, my reactions, my behaviors, the way I approach things, and then she complained, "Oh no, this must be from a reverend's house." And it happens a lot of times with other people. You just see this person, the way this person is reacting, the way this person is behaving, and you have already given your own interpretation of who the person is. That's how the person comes off as for you. And we've been talking about relationships this week, so I want us to do justice a little bit about body language in regards to relationships. How is it that your partner will come off to you as rude at some point? How would you interpret that your spouse, for instance, does not respect you as a person because of the behaviors that this person is exhibiting? The person doesn't really have to come and say, "I don't respect you." No, it is the behaviors that that person is giving you, that the body language the person is giving you. For instance, I've heard of somebody that said, "I don't want to keep marrying. I don't want to keep on with this relationship with this man," and she was asked why, and she said, "How would this man always look at me as if I have nothing tangible to say or contribute?" He would definitely have not said anything. He just gives her the look. Maybe she wants to contribute about something. She'll say, "No, but I think you should." He would just give her this look that says, "Shut up." So already that is causing a problem in the marriage. It also could be on the good side, where probably a spouse comes, let's say both of them are working, and then he maybe attends a program that her organization is placing, and she's the one that spoke about it and everything, and he comes off so proud. It's like applauding her, and then coming up with just so, you know how you just be so happy on your face and all that, and then people were like, "Are you related to her?" He did not say anything to anybody at that point, but they have already, it has already communicated, and he's like, "That's my wife." And people know that he's proud of his wife because of the facial, his body language. So body language speaks volumes, especially in relationships. I think we should deal with that right now.
Well, communication begins even before you open your mouth to talk. And like I said earlier on, like a person's character can be known even from his body language. And that's why when I was talking about the different forms, apart from facial expression, gesture, even your manners, like mannerism tells a lot about, it passes a message. And so it is important that we know that there's a message in even what you don't say. So at home, your wife will cook, for example, and then she will serve you food. And then you just see the food, you open it, and just keep your face like, you won't say anything, but obviously how you're even eating it is like, let me just eat it. Let it not look as if I'll sleep with hunger, but it's not tasting well for you. So you're giving that impression. When your wife is enjoying the food and trying to talk, you're just picking. And some people will just tell you that, "Are you okay? Are you enjoying the food?" Because already you've passed a message from the way you serve yourself, or from the way you are picking your spoon, from the way you're eating. Some people, you see them eat as if they are forcing you to. It shows that, no, I'm not really, just like babies. Right? They'll turn their face, they'll do this, the mom have to hold the face, just obviously the child is okay or he doesn't want to eat the food. So you see that in relationship, you see people communicate, they pass message, and honestly, it has a way of affecting or improving your relationship, whether marriage or whether you're courting or a parent-children relationship. You find that a lot. I remember there was a day where we were all working, everybody is just at home, festive period, and I think everybody just overwhelmed with work and all of that, and my mom just said something off me. I just left the place, and already she was trying to like ensure that the dinner was set, but I just left and I went to the room. I just sat down quietly. It passed the message to her, like, even this food you're cooking, I'm not even interested again in it. So she later on came back and said that food is ready and all of that, but she too, she passed message for me. If you like, don't eat safe. If you like, don't eat.
This your story just reminded me of one. My mom was always telling us.
So she too, she came and gave me her own message.
Her own message.
Like, I left
Yeah.
just when the food was ready.
It's ready.
So
Yeah.
I left.
Mm.
People should eat your food. I'll not eat, but hunger is disturbing, and I'm praying. Like, I know my dad will come and call me, come out now.
And nobody called you.
Yeah.
Nobody called me. Oh, they sent me message. That message said, if you like it, if you like,
Enter.
don't eat. But later she just came and said, the food is in the kitchen. So if you want to eat, so the manner in which I was told, say, what would I do now? Is my mom now?
I was just saying, this your story just reminded me of one that my mom was always telling me about. So I was really little, and I have no memory of that, but I was crying for no reason one of those days when I was a child. I was really a troublesome child. That's the confession. I was crying for no reason, and my grandfather was not happy. So he spanked me. Like, everybody was sitting down, the whole family. We went for Christmas break. You know how Christmas break is in the village and all that. So my grandfather spanked me, and my grandmother, she was gisting them. She was telling them things, and they were all laughing. And then she just became quiet suddenly. So everybody was like, Mama, what's wrong? The husband just stayed laughing. He started laughing because he already knew that this is why his wife is like, he was just laughing. Everyone was like, Baba, why are you laughing? And she said, she's angry. She's angry at me. She's reacting to me spanking her grandchild. And it was funny for them all. Everybody just laughed about it and all that. And my dad even had made a joke about not bringing us because she's going to spoil us and all that. But I'm just giving an example of how much somebody gets to know their spouse, that their reaction of the spouse is interpreted immediately by the person without other people picking it.
Yeah, you see, she said something. She said, even before you open your mouth, communication already started. And then the body that we are talking about, that sends the body language, right, is the one that is carrying the character. So that is why it's easier to even see the character in the body reflecting. So that's why, that's more reason why we should be careful and be sensitive about this, because we carry both. Whether you speak or you're quiet, it goes with it. So once you don't separate them, it makes you sensitive, and you be careful with the environment you are, and then the kind of people you are dealing with. Like, for instance, in an office setting, and then we are having a serious meeting, and then someone just says something, and then someone will just turn and look, and then he just passes a message, and then you continue, and then that thing still repeats itself, and then the same signal being sent. And then it will just tell people that you are insensitive. Yes, you are insensitive. The worst part of it is when you are even a communicator, you have painted a picture that you work in a communication house or something, and then you act the other way. There's a way it puts you automatically on one pedestal that people will just look down on you and look at you. You don't even know what you are doing, because it doesn't match where you work. That you say you are a communicator, and you don't notice some of these things, you understand. So I think it's very important for us to be sensitive. The reason why I said this, even before you open your mouth, being sensitive is that, okay, it's with your body that you enter the relationship, right? So you are expected, if you are to build that relationship, you should be that sensitive to know your spouse very well, that when they act in a particular way, you understand. That's why you say, if your mom act in a particular way, even in a million gathering, like, exactly, you will know exactly what. Only people around you will ask you, what is she? But you know. But maybe all of them saw. But it's only you that is responding to it. It's because you know your mom well. So it's been expected, you know your partner very well, that you should be sensitive to all of these things. And it is good for us to ask questions. Sometimes.
Because sometimes, like,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the fact that sometimes we assume.
That's it.
They are, like the instance that I give, in the morning someone comes to the office and then he's just quiet and you just feel the person is not interested in you, or you do know that, yes, you just tell the person that, you just think that the person, well, is not interested or is giving you attitude. Like I said, probably the person is having headache. That means he doesn't need to talk. Like even if he wants to talk, but because of the way the person is feeling, he cannot talk. Maybe you are talking to the person and the person is just not really responding or giving you feedback. If you're sensitive, that's what we kept saying, you have to be sensitive to signals. You ask, are you okay? And the person says, no, this is what I'm going through. But you don't ask, and you just, based on the silence of the person, because that is the body language and it has meaning. You just assume that, oh, this person is giving me attitude. You need to be careful not to assume, because in that body language, in that facial expression, in that gesture, in that mannerism, it can be a different message entirely. You get. So there are instances that somebody can just do like this, like later, but somebody can just, maybe you see that, turn it off. You get. So sometimes it's important that you can just ask question, even if you, that way there's clarity when you ask question. I remember one instance in the home where my mom just said, are you home? I said, yes. Okay. Do you have certain amount of money? Give so person. I did. When I came back, you know, one time I said in this program that we have this set of human beings in the family that they will tell you, please give me so amount, and when you give them, they will say, I will give you back on Monday. When it's Monday, you say, mommy collected. Oh, I called the character. My mom. So they will now tell you that I will give you so day, and then that day reach and you tell them, you collected so amount of money for me. I say you give me. They will tell you that after holding you for 9 months, and you are even asking me, do you know what I went through? They start telling you how you troubled them.
Your mom,
how
it's African mothers. If I tell you my
and
own,
you do like this and say, when you were asking me if I say, please, do you have gift when I come back? But now 9 months. Oh,
you know
God.
how many happy Christmas
that one is
that
another
my
story.
mom that she gather everything.
Bring
She will
it,
say,
bring
bring
it,
it. I'll
we'll buy
gather it for you. I'll gather it
when
for
you
you.
ask for the money.
Now he's in millions.
When you ask.
Like since then, if you gather them, but go and ask, they will tell you.
We cook food for you. The food that you're
you
eating.
soak no.
Your school bag.
For
Oh,
did you pay?
Did you pay for it?
Then you just
Since
see
when?
you being humble.
God
like,
bless our mothers anyways.
Yeah.
So
we are proud
when
of them.
one of the instances she now told me, do this, and when I come back now, when I came back, I say, Auntie, how far? I say, hey, I should not even disturb her. 9 months. I think it's joke. I say, oh wow, 9 months, bah? No problem. I didn't say anything, but the way I turned, I left. Oh, the message was so clear.
Loud.
I just saw my mother followed me and say, Gashi. So when she gave me, I stayed laughing. Like, I think I was supposed to give her change, but that change she today. She said, Gashi, like she gave me before tomorrow, I'll ask you, will not give me now. I did not say I will not give it tomorrow when you ask, but because of the body language. Oh, you carried me for 9 months back? No problem. So in our family relationship, like Prudence said earlier, on body language is very vital. You see how we use it in communication. Partners do that a lot. Father, mother, children, you see that a lot in the office. There's a way you get so used to each other that when there's a visitor, you communicate body language and you see that things are actually working. So don't get scared when you see people react in certain ways. Body language is part of communication. It's just for you to actually be sensitive to get meanings from that. But when you're not sure, it's important that you ask questions. That way you'll be clear about the real intention. I say communication does not begin when you open your mouth. It begins even from your appearance, the way you even stand, the way you position yourself, the way you talk. There's a way you want to talk to people, but the way you stand, you show authority over them. So whatever you say does not even mean anything to me, but you want them to give their contribution. So you know the message is already clear. So let's be so sensitive, and when we pass message through body language, let's ensure that the message that we are passing is a message that will not further weaken the person, but it should be a message that will further encourage the person. And I think when we do that, it's going to be very helpful. In relationship, maybe before you get married, you are courting, or somebody just approach you as a single person and is saying, oh, I love you, I really have this intention, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, I've been noticing you, you're a good girl, you're a good guy, oh, you are that dream person and all of that. Take note of their body language. Some of them might just be saying it for what they want to get from you, and just because we've seen how that people will tell you all manner of things, just when you ask them and they get what they want, they change the body language.
And you see, if you talk about what you want, some will just narrow it to maybe like having a carnal knowledge. Some may not just be like that. A guy can just see you are well positioned in a place, you are influential, you know people. He can just come into your life simply to get connection. Yeah, and they will just come give you all kinds of signal, all kinds of promises and the rest. And then when they are there, maybe you connect them to people, you know, or contract or school or something, and then they travel abroad, and then the whole gist.
You haven't seen a situation whereby maybe a young lady will be crying, but he told me he loves me. Oh, like he cheated me, he deceived me, and all of that. I think you should be so sensitive to their body language, no matter how a person pretends. There's a way the body language will always find its way to speak out. So as this person is telling you, I love you, I mean well for you, I want your growth, how is the person impacting you? With his actions, with his words, like with the action. If he's saying that I'm supporting your dream, I want to get this place, is his body language actually saying the same thing, or is contrary? So you need to be so careful. I think when we learn to understand body language, it will save us a lot. So as a single person, whoever comes into your life, whether a lady or a guy, and he has told you everything, don't just hold on to words alone. What's the action? When you come up with ideas that will help you grow, how is the person responding? Like the facial expression, the gesture, like the manners in which they talk to you. There are people that will get married and say their partners are disrespectful, but it started even from when they started courting or dating, you get. So it's important you take notes of that. When you talk to them, how is their response? Check the actions. There's meaning from that.
Okay, so that's true. Check the action. There's a lot of meaning from that. But we would like to take these comments. One from Dauda Sarki. He says, love this. And Dan Akoto says, watching live. We thank you for staying with us on this episode, and we're thankful for your comments as well, and thank you for those that liked this and are following us. We appreciate you. And I think it's time for us to draw curtains, right? So
there are a few areas that we thought maybe we could touch, maybe give some certain example, you know, on some of this gesture and the rise, you know, somebody looking you straight to eye, that like you're talking, shows that he's concentrating, or someone squeezing his mouth, like you understand, you begin to know that maybe he's not comfortable with something that you said, or something around him, or somebody folding his arms like this, or holding, you know, and standing and showing you that I'm in charge. You know, so these are some of the things that we really have to be careful. Or the normal, the youthful, whatever that now is happening, even though it cut across. You know, that somebody will just shake you, and then not just the shaking. There's a sign that he goes with his hands. You know, either the lady, you know, touching the palm of the guy, or the guy. But guys normally do that, you know, to ladies, and they will touch it. It's negative meaning. So our ladies, those that are really working hard to keep themselves, you should be careful with such people. And there's a way they touch your hand, and then there's the way they are looking at you with one kind eye, with that kind of funny smile that doesn't match the whatever, you know. These are things that we really need to take note of. Thank you for staying with us. I would just say, let's just be careful.
Well, when we were talking about the examples, I remember a picture I saw recently of a young lady when they went for her introduction. She stood and folded her hands in front, bent her head, and somebody said, see how they are standing as if they will not fight you tomorrow. It is a message that, oh, I'm a good girl, I'm so calm and all of that. You know how that your elders are there and they just want to ask for your hand in marriage. And he just commented, look how that's how they will stand as if they will not fight the husband tomorrow. Body language is a powerful form of non-verbal communication. It affects how people see us and how we see ourselves. Let's ensure that we always send the right signals.
Okay, so we have made it quite clear. Body language is one of the most important things, most important communication tools to use to communicate. Thank you for staying with us on today's live today. It was lovely having you, and we do hope that you're going to take precautions and conscious efforts towards your body languages. And that's it for today. Have a good, beautiful, wonderful, and prosperous day. Bye.